Hi Flosstube. Today is Saturday, January 20th, 2018. My name is Saho. My channel name is Saho Dream Stitch, and this is my second Flosstube video. To those who are new, welcome, very nice to meet you. And for those who are returning, thank you. I was really surprised and touched by how many people viewed, liked, subscribed, or commented on my previous video. It's only been a week since I uploaded it. So thank you so much. I was not expecting that, and I got a lot of people starting to follow me on Instagram as well. Thank you, Arlene, for the shout out. And I was really happy that people encouraged me to make more videos. I think I will, and I hope to improve on my videos as I go along. So thank you once again for welcoming me into this community. I'm looking forward to making more videos and watching more videos, stitching more, and enjoying my stitching. So, one of the things that was impressive in your comments was that a lot of you showed interest in Japan. I don't know why. I was not really expecting that, because I guess for some reason I assumed that a lot of people either knew about Japan already or was not interested in the culture. But anyhow, so I started thinking about maybe doing a small segment on Japan, maybe at the end of my videos. Like Ingeborg, A Stitch Too Far, does her random Dutch facts at the end of her videos. I'm open to suggestions, so if you have anything you would like for me to talk about or maybe show you, please mention in the comments below, and I will do the best I can. But for today, I thought I will show you some Japanese sweets, traditional ones. After all, I want to celebrate my making a second Flosstube videos. I had always thought that it would probably be more difficult to make a second, third, fourth video than it would be to make the first. So, I have my tea tray. I have my green tea, and this is a kutaniyaki. It's a rather famous Japanese teaware, and I got this at the antique shop. And here are some sweets, and the Japanese traditional sweets represent things that are in season. So these are both flowers, and this one is a winter camellia, and this one is a winter peony patterns. So they either have white or black bean paste inside, and don't worry, I'm not going to eat them during the video. But anyway, yes. And in another comment, Ingeborg asked me about the prints that were hanging on the wall behind me, and I took one of them down. I was able to remove the frame, so I'm going to try to show. So this is done in watercolors by an artist. Her name is Naomi Ito. I will link her page below because her homepage can be navigated in English. And she started out as a watercolor artist, but then she moved on to do fabrics. And I have some of her fabrics, like these, or these. This is a rather long piece. And these are made from a fabric we call double gauze. So 2 thin layers of gauze. And it is really good for clothing because in Japan it is very hot and humid, and this lightweight cotton gauze wears very well. Babies are really comfortable. So, but I don't sew, so I use them for covers or cushion covers, curtains, things like that. And I have a lot of her work prints in my house. Another example I thought I'd show you is this shadow box. Okay, there is a print and a piece of fabric. So she has covered some cardboard in one of her fabrics, and this print is actually glued onto a piece of styrofoam, and on the back, and the styrofoam is attached to the fabric with 2-sided tape. So I thought this was really interesting, and maybe thought I could use this as one of my finishes, the way to finish one of my works. If they were really small, this type would work and be interchangeable. Okay, and now on to my whips. Actually, I have a fully finished this week. See? So this is Blackbird Designs Bluebird. And I stitched this on 30 count lamb's wool with the recommended thread, which is uniform blue. And I was really happy about this finish because I love smalls. I really like watching smalls on other people's videos, like Yvonne the Night Owl Stitcher, who has a double, or other people who have places where they show their smalls. I like to stitch small things, but then I would never finish them into whatever they're meant to be finished into. I don't have a sewing machine. I'm not a good sewer. So this piece had actually been finished and stitched several months ago. I took it with me on one of my business trips because it was monochrome, and just finished it last night. So I'm really happy about this finish. Another whip I will show you, and I don't think I have posted anything on Instagram about this even because it's such a tiny start. Yes, can you tell? It is bead embroidery. And I became interested in bead embroidery because from time to time, I would watch those amazing Russian stitchers doing a full, very large, full coverage bead pieces. And I want to do one of them someday. but there's no way I'm going to do those huge patterns as a beginner in beading embroidery. So I decided to buy myself a small one first. And this is how it's supposed to look. It's a pincushion by Reflets de Soie, une touche de luxe, a touch of luxury, I guess. And I got this from Silver Needle, and here are the beads. And in the Silver Needle website, it was recommended that I buy the fabric at the same time because the fabric has to be a certain count for all the beads to fit. So this one is 35 count linen. So, but then I got thinking, if I really got good at this beading thing, and if I got the right size of beads and the right size or right weave fabric, anything could be done as beadwork. So that would really be interesting. But I only have this tiny thing ongoing. It's the top, or is it the bottom? I'll have to look, of this pincushion. So this is a rather slow going project. I don't expect to be finished with this very soon. But anyway, on to my next whip, and what I have been spending a lot of my time on, and sorry about the crinkling. It's this one. So a lot of you might recognize this. It's the Birds and the Bees piece designed by Arlene Cohen, works by ABC. I'm doing this on DMC thread on 32 count Zweigart cream linen, and I basically followed the color theme, but I have switched some threads so that the colors would be brighter or have more contrast or go well with the fabric. And I decided to start in the middle and work up and down, and just start by stitching all the motifs just to make sure that they went together and the colors looked nice together. Now, another whip that I would like to introduce is this. It's called the Bliss by Just Nan, and I bought the chart and the threads to go with it from Silver Needle a long time ago, maybe nearly 10 years ago, because I had it in my head, or I really wanted it to stitch a beautiful pattern in silks. So I bought the chart, and I bought the fabric and all the threads that was required to stitch it. And as you can see, I needed a lot of threads. So silk soie d'Alger, and spun silk, Avera Soie spun silk, Soie 103, some pearl cotton, and the accessory pack with silk threads, even more silk threads. And I have a little story about this whip, and I haven't gotten very far on it yet, so this is my start. Just the top row of roses. And the story is, I got the threads, and because there were so many, I thought I had been very careful to keep them together so I wouldn't lose any of them once I decided to stitch them. But when I tried to start the piece several months ago, I realized that one of these was missing. And I think this is the one that was missing, number 278. And I thought, what should I do? Because the designer does give DMC equivalents, but the designer kindly said in the notes that please use all DMCs or all silks because the two color palettes are different. So I thought if I did that, I could use all DMC, but then what am I going to do with all this? I mean, I could use them, but I don't stitch a lot in silks, and the whole point of my purchasing this design was to stitch silks. And I searched and searched on the internet, and I couldn't find this thread. Maybe it was replaced by another product with a different name or something, but I finally found it though, and I think the store's name was Thistle Thread. I'll look it up and put a link down below. It's not a very famous cross-stitching shop. I think it's more of a thread and fabric shop, I'm not sure. But I finally found it and I ordered it. And I got an email from their customer support saying, shall we wind this on a bobbin for you and make it flatter so you would the shipping would be cheaper, which I thought was very sweet. But I just messaged back to her that thank you, but please don't go to that trouble. I'm happy enough that I found this. And they shipped it out to me very quickly, and now I have the full set and I'm very happy. And I really should work more on this one. I got caught up with other things. I haven't stitched it for several months. So that's still not all my whips, but I'm into 18 minutes. I'd like to go on to my purchases. So just because I like Blackbird designs, and I got these charts from an Etsy shop. Sing a Song of Seasons, The Light Upon the Lawn, and this one, Bountiful Harvest, also by Blackbird Designs. And I got these threads, and these are for this piece, the Ink Circles Tapestry. I've had this chart for a while, but after seeing all the specialty stitches in the fancy floss that was required, no, not specialty stitches, just the fancy floss that was involved in this piece, I had put it aside, but Needlework has enabled me to want to stitch it, and people have kindly advised me that it would look just as lovely in DMC, and I know it would look lovely on DMC, but I was looking at everybody's progress and just decided that I wanted to have the original Classic Colorworks, General Art threads. So I went to 1 to 3 Stitch, and they had all the threads except Brethren Blue. And I could have waited until they had Brethren Blue in stock, but I decided to go on an online Japanese shop who handled these General Art threads. I say handle because she doesn't have a storefront, it's an internet shop, and I have bought from her before, but some of the threads, some of the fabrics, some of the patterns she does have in stock, but sometimes she doesn't. So if she doesn't, I just have to wait until she orders it and has it sent to her, which would not really be any different from my 1 2 3 stitching it. But she had it in stock, and she sent it the next day. Good old Japanese postage. I got it the day after she shipped it out. So I have my threads, and I have chosen Antique Ivory, Belfast. This is a flat half, so I will have to cut it out and hem it. So, and I will not be starting this for a while because I want to work on some of my other whips. So those are the whips and purchases I wanted to show you this week. Looking down at my notes. And to finish my video, I wanted to give a shout out to some people I met on the internet who had just posted their first Flosstube video recently. So they're newbies, or Floobies as Case Cross-Stitch would say. Floobies just like me. And I'm sure these are not the only ones. Lisa the Linguistic Stitcher, Stitchin with a Dachshund, Stitchin Chaos, Jan Hicks, Rita Marie, Misty Pursel. Sorry for butchering that. Welcome to Flosstube. I'm so happy to join you. I hope to see more videos from you. So, thank you once again for joining me today. Thank you for all the likes and subscribing and viewing my videos. I hope to make more videos, maybe not in another week, but when I have made some progress on my whips. And thank you for continuing to support me, and thank you for maintaining and creating this wonderful Flosstube community. I'm very happy I have joined it. So until next time, bye bye.